Call halal Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honor to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Peace and blessings and salutations to the elect. All right, I'm the brother Zion. And real quick, this is going to be just a short video. All right, a fun fact, if you will. Okay, America is an extension of the Roman Empire. All right, and when you look at certain things the Roman Empire did, all right, and you fast forward to today, you can see how America has taken, certain traits or attributes, all right, from the Roman Empire, because this is the Roman Empire, or an extension of the Roman Empire, if you will. Okay. Now here, and it's all a part of the fourth beast, all right, spoken about in the book of Daniel. All right. Now here you have something called the plebeians and the patricians. All right. And this was two political parties, if you will. All right. Or two distinct classes from the ancient Roman Empire. OK, now it says Roman citizens were divided up into two distinct classes. All right. Just like America, Babylon the Great, man. All right. Here you have the Democrats and you have the Republicans. All right. Well, in the ancient Roman Empire, you had the plebeians and you had the patricians. It says the plebeians and the patricians. The patricians were the wealthy upper class people. Everyone else was considered a plebeian. The patricians were the ruling class of the early Roman Empire. OK, so the patricians basically would be today. They would be the so-called Republicans, man, because the Republicans in this society, what they represent the wealthy. OK, whenever a Republican president is in office, he normally helps the super rich. All right. Just like and a president will basically be a Caesar. OK, just a president is just a Roman Caesar. All right, because in the ancient Roman Empire, whose face was on the money? The Caesars. The Caesar's face was on the money. And in America, Babylon the Great, whose face is on the money? The presidents. All right. Lincoln, George Washington, Andrew Jackson, etc. So it's the same exact thing, man. This place is nothing more than an extension of the Roman Empire. So like I said, the patricians would basically be like the Republicans. All right. And the plebeians, it says the patricians were the wealthy upper class people. Everyone else was considered a plebeian. All right. So basically, if you wasn't wealthy, you would be considered a plebeian. In this society, that would be like the Democrats. All right. Because the Democrats normally help the less fortunate, so to speak. All right. You brothers see that? Two distinct classes. Here it is. These devils and even Jake, man, you coming November 3rd is coming around and they want you to vote. You got to vote. Who you a Democrat or you a Republican? Who you going to vote for? Donald Trump or Joe Biden. It's all a part of the same beast, man. It's the same system. OK, and this is something that I actually broke down to my dad the other day because he asked me, was I going to vote? I said, no, man, not voting. All right. Jake thinks that somehow, Joe Biden is going to save their lives, man. It's the same exact thing. Now, in the Roman Empire, you also had something called the Senate. All right. Roman Empire's Senate. OK, and that's where don't you have a senator in America? All right. Now it says and not only that, man, when you look at these buildings around America, it's nothing but Roman architecture. Your courthouses, your downtown buildings. It's all Roman architecture, man. This is the Roman Empire. This is an extension of the Roman Empire. All right. That fourth beast, man. It says during the empire of during the empire, the Senate was at the head of the government. All right. Now, in this society, all right, you have a governor, which is basically the head of the state, and the Senate. The Senate kind of, oversees the senator kind of oversees it, you know. But it's basically the same thing. When you look at these pictures, all right, this basically looks like inside of a government building. All right. Even when you look at the Roman, the Colosseums in the Roman Empire, all right, you look at the Colosseums in the Roman Empire, and those are your football stadiums. All right, your baseball stadiums, your basketball arenas. Where do you think they get that from? The ancient Roman Empire. Okay, it's the same exact thing, man. All right. And what did Israelites have to do in the ancient Roman Empire? They had to pay taxes. You had to pay taxes, man. What are we doing in America? You paying taxes. They taking all that money out your check. You got taxes for this, state tax, Social Security, all these taxes coming out your check. Well, guess what? Jake was being taxed in the ancient Roman Empire as well, man. Okay? by your so-called government officials, man. It says during the empire, the Senate was the head of the government bureaucracy and was a law court. The emperor held the title of Principus Senatus and could appoint new senators, summons and preside over Senate discussions and propose legislation. Ain't that what they do today? Propose legislation, make certain laws. All right. So you had the plebeians and the patricians, which was basically the wealthy and the less fortunate, which now you got the Democrats and the Republicans. That's why Jake always votes for the Democrats, because the Republicans normally just help the wealthy, man. They don't really care for the poor. All right. So you can see, like I said, this is just a little fun fact. You can see how America is Rome, man. All right. All over. You can see it. All right. It's plain as day, man. And another thing is, the Roman army, during the fall, during the end of the Roman Empire, or the fall of the Roman Empire, if you want to call it that, their army basically began to spread thin. Their military. All right. And, they couldn't really hold his power. But, hey, man, this place is getting ready to fall as well. So you brothers could check that out if you want to. All right. The plebeians and the patricians, the Senate, the Caesars, it's all tied in, man. It's beautiful that we could see it through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, who gave us eyes to see, man. Anyway, with that, hey, this is an extension of the Roman Empire. And this place is going to fall as well. With that, I'm going to say shalom.